martial arts. I'll be performing a kata called Heian Yondan, which is our fourth Heian form in traditional Shotokan. The way of performing is a little different than traditional Shotokan because of a high Kempo influence, but we still use this form as a practice form for beginner students. Heian Yondan. Heian Yondan. Technique, I'm going to take the side kick back fist portion of the form, strike with the elbow. So as the attacker comes in with a straightened punch, I'm going to catch with the inside of the wrist. This would be either lung 7 and 8 or possibly pericardium 6. I'm going to tap pericardium 2 to draw the arm back. As I kick low, grab the arm, tap the back of triple warmer 12 as I come across and hit pericardium 2. From the other side, punch comes in straight, hit the side, kick, tap in here, bring it at the same time with the elbow straight. That's good. For my second arm technique, I'm going to take this portion of the form coming forward with a kick, stepping in with a strike. From here, cross wrist grab. I'm going to lift, strike into triple warmer 11 to pop the elbow in, or at least rub forward to straighten the arm. Kick into the stomach 38, 39, and 40 in the leg. Bring his attention down, plus it'll probably buckle forward. Step behind, smash with the forearm strike into triple warmer 12. On the other side, cross wrist grab, come up, press into triple warmer 11 to turn, strike this time into gallbladder 37, 38, 39, step behind, pop in with a strike into triple warmer 12. For the third arm destruction technique, I'm going to use this portion here where I come across, strike, kick, followed up with 2 punches. And here someone's coming in with a choke. I'm going to bring my hands in to split the arms back and pop down and strike into lung 5. That'll bring his head forward. Then I'm going to kick out the back leg, landing forward and following up with a strike. Again, block, hit the lung 5s, kick out the leg, and finish with a punch. point, we're going to use triple warmer 23 from the opening move in the form. As the hands come up, you're sinking across. This hand will be coming across and brushing triple warmer 23 as well as blocking the arm. This hand's coming in between there and striking into the stomach 5 on the side of the jaw. So the attacker throws the left hook. I'm going to step into this, take this arm with like an upward block, let my fingers and the back knuckles come across and hit triple warmer 23 as this arm comes in and chops down into stomach 5. So again, punch comes in, come across, and strike and hit. The triple warmer will turn the head, stomach 5 will potentially not come up. For the second technique, I'm going to use the X-block position. So in the form, the hands chambered to the hip, and then we step in and hands come into an X-block. I'm not going to use it as a block at all, rather one arm turning and the other arm as a strike. So as the person's grabbing on, I'm going to pull this to my side. This would be the initial chamber, and then flex the head back. I'm using the back of the hand to come in. This hand is going to come in and strike into the mental nerve. The continuation of that move would cause the damage to the neck. A quick strike may cause a quick knockout. So the finish of the move would be coming in and finishing that strike from there. So again, coming across the back, turning, pulling the head in, and then coming across with the opposite hand, converging in with the X-block. For the third technique, I'm taking this chamber block with the kick and then the strike in here. Instead of using something in between the hand and the elbow here, I'm going to use this as the setup and then use this to cause the dysfunction in the body. So as he grabs onto the shoulder, this hand is coming across. So I'm striking into here, kicking, leaving this and planting it across the jaw. This is going to keep him from being able to flinch. If he sees this arm coming, he'll be ready for it. But if this arm's across the head, whether it's in small intestine 18 or down into the stomach 5, the elbow strike will not hit between, but it'll hit into, causing the pain. So my knuckle will transfer the energy into his point on the jaw. Technique, I'm going to take the portion of the form that splits with the kick and then stepping behind with the fist. If he throws the punch from here, I'm going to catch on the inside, kick out the back leg to get the buckle. As I step in, instead of using the fist into the head, I'm going to drive my elbow down into the stomach 15 on the body, this way. I can also get the body to extend more by using the opposite hand to pull and then driving a strike down in that way. One more time. Catch here, kick, pull in, strike down into the top part of the chest, stomach 15.
Since I've been doing so much powerlifting,
It doesn't hurt you at all.
no, actually, I can feel it more because I know what tight it
I felt my elbow bounce off of you.
Yeah, that's not surprised.
For my second body technique, I'm going to use the portion of the form that pulls across and splits. It's a kick and then 2 punches in here. I'm going to use the target underneath the rib called gallbladder 24. I'm going to strike in with the ball of the foot or possibly in with the toe, and then land and follow up with 2 punches down into the CV14. So the person comes in with a choke. I'm going to pull in across from here, kick into the rib from there, land, follow in, 1, 2 into the body. For the third technique, I'm using the end portion of the form where the hands come in, split, drive in the knee, and then the turn. As he comes in with the choke, I'm going to split inside and here, take the thumbs and drive them into kidney 27, causing the body to curl in and striking with the knee. The knee could go into the leg, or if I wanted to stay with body, come right back up into the body this way. But the kidney points are part of that grab from that side. portion of the form with the X stance stepping behind. One on the inside, one on the outside. With the inside one, I'm going to use it as a strike, so the knee's going to come in and strike into the spleen, 9, potentially anything on between there, and possibly even kidney, depending on how far to the back of the leg it is. So the left leg is forward, I just come up. The kick is just there to get me inside, I'm not using it to strike anything. Then my left leg is going to come up and in and then strike into the inside leg. Underneath the knee, spleen 9, or anything down below that. For the second technique, I'm going to use that same movement, but this time on the outside leg. So when the right leg is forward now, the knee is going to go into the stomach, 38, 39, 40, and then drive down into the top part outside of the shin. So the right leg's forward, come inside here. This kick could take out the back leg. If it does that, either way, I'm going to come in from here and then drive down the leg. For the final leg technique, I'm going to split the arms, come up with the knee like we did before. It's this knee, but then using this turn, it goes into a back stance, dropping this leg back. So instead of just putting the foot down, I'm going to use it to take out the side of the gallbladder, 37, 38, and 39. So it comes in with the strike, I've grabbed a hold, drive the knee into the body here, and then using the outside, the blade of the foot, to drive down on his leg, possibly all the way into gallbladder 42. Takedown technique, I'm going to use the portion in the form where we come from X block into augmented block with the arms. I'm going to use this body mechanic, body movement as the takedown, either using the elbow to strike into the body, possibly up high and then following through. The leg at the bottom will be right in the back of the knee. So I'm going to do it in reverse for the sake of the camera, but he's going to come in with a punch. I'm going to parry from here, step through in this side, have the elbow placed across the CV point, which I'm going to then drag down for the takedown. Second part of the form, I'm going to take from the elbow position, this hand parries down, this hand comes across and splits, and then we come across before leading into the kick. I'm going to use that hand turning motion for a technique called Bunkai, Filipino spiraling takedown. So as the punch comes in with the right, I'm going to catch down to open up the side, clip into the side of the neck in here, and then this arm will raise as this arm goes down. That's going to allow the finish move, the takedown. For the final takedown technique, I'm using from the elbow position, this hand drops the kick. Now when I step behind, use this as an arm bar, but instead of the arm bar, if I'm on the inside, that same technique as the forearm rub will go into lung 5 on the inside of the arm. So when that left arm gets thrown, whether I come in with this leg or whichever leg, as I step through using my body to turn and getting the takedown into the lung 5. Grappling portion, I'm going to use some stand-up grappling techniques. Person's grabbing on from different places and then using a variety of moves. So the first technique is going to go into spleen 21 with the elbow. The part in the form is from the second movement, as you go in from here to the X block, I'm going to use this part to release from bear hug, and then using the elbow coming back of this chamber to come into the side of his body onto spleen 21. So from a bear hug position, I'm sinking, locking the arms up into here, and then before he can grab and release, I'm twisting, getting into the elbow into spleen 21. The rest of that chamber is this hand coming in, so then I'm going to use my hand to pop into the elbow to cause the release. For the third technique, I'm going to use the augmented forearm block in this position, and mainly focusing on the shoulder going into the lung 1 and 2 on the inside. So if someone's grabbing with a single arm forearm choke from here, I have to turn my body back to get this shoulder out. So as I come back, I get this shoulder to clear. Maybe I get a strike into here as well. Then this shoulder comes up. If he pulls me in from this position, I have my shoulder to brace to prevent the choke, and then I use the twist of the body into the lung 1 and 2 for the takedown. For the third technique, we're going to go to the ground. We're going to have somebody launching in, and the way that you would draw back and allow somebody to go in and tackle you, but you go into a guard position. Instead, I'm going to take the move out of the form where you strike, grab in with the knee, and then turn. But in this case, I'm going to use the strike to get to the gallbladder 20s. It's going to tilt his head back, and I'm going to place the tip of my knee into the CV24 in the front and below on the top of the chin. So as he comes in to grab, I'm going to allow him to grab. As I go down to the ground, I'm going to get the knee to come into here, and then to extend. Technique, I'm going to go from the opening position down as it transitions to the opposite side. So from here, as the punch gets thrown with the right, I'm parrying across, striking, possibly making this parry strike, doesn't really matter, but it's something that looks like this. And then the beginning part, when I come up and drop the arms down, these hands shoot down, but I'm going to use the hollowing of the body and the force into the triple warmer 11 to get the rub, or potentially even a strike into triple warmer 12. So the hands coming down will get the elbow break. For the second technique, we're going to have a grab from behind. Person grabs you, hold you back, grabbing both biceps. In the form, my arms would come in, I go into an X block. I'm going to use this one arm pinning down. Instead of stepping forward, because he is pulling me back, I'm going to step back and get the finger lock from here. I've locked the fingers and getting all the nerves inside of here, exposing the hard point here for a strike, possibly breaking the arm, or possibly coming in, finishing the X block with an arm break. For the third technique in Tuite, I'm going to use this rising motion to come across in here. But in this case, I'm going to take it from a cross wrist grab and get either a Nikyo or a Sankyo position from across. He reaches across, I step off, and I've got the lock in this side, and I've pulled in from here. If I need to extend and then get the arm bar from that part, I can. Follow up with the kick and potentially another arm bar. For the weapon portion of the form, I'm going to use this technique from here. And just like in the form, I'm going to go with this hand high, this hand high. Because of the way the weapon's coming in, it's going to allow the back to stay where the weapon is. I'm going to use this arm to strike, and I'm going to launch in at him. As opposed to sinking down, waiting for him to get to me, I'm going to use my body to come into him. So he's going to attack with his left arm for the sake of the camera. As I come in, I'm going to launch in with my arm, taking out the head, possibly hitting with the other hand as well, but really getting as close as I can to keep myself from getting any contact with the knife. For the second weapon technique, I'm going to use a gun. The movement here where I move off to the side, kick, and then X block, I'm going to use this in one technique and then differently in the other hand for the other technique. For the second move, the gun is to my head. Moving offline, I'm on the inside. I'm going to try to get a quick strike to his head, possibly just to turn so he doesn't really back away too much. I'm going to kick to bring him down, and then I'm going to bring this across. And where my arm would come in before, I'm going to use this to lock and turn the gun on him. For the third technique, I'm going to use the same motion with the kick and the step behind, but This time it's in his left hand, so I'm going to be going to the outside versus the inside. As I move offline and strike to his head, that's going to turn his head away from me. The kick is going to take him down and buckle a bit forward. Now as I come across and finish this move here, I'm going to use the split of the arms and take away the gun, possibly hitting him in the back of the head with the barrel of the gun. For the third technique, I'm going to take that same opening, that same move with here, get the kick and step behind, but this time the gun is on his left side. So as I move to the outside and strike it to the side of the head, that's going to turn his head away. The kick distracts him away. Now instead of allowing this hand to then separate here, I'm going to grab the gun and then split from this side and then hit him with the butt of the gun in the back of the head.